The Romans loved the swastika, using it to decorate their houses and fancy mosaics, putting it on their cups and plates, and even using the symbol on the soles of their shoes. But to the Romans, it meant something entirely different to its more recent use in 20th century Germany. This video will explore the history of the swastika and what it meant to the Romans. The earliest swastika ever found was discovered in Ukraine, showing an early form of the swastika decorating a bird made of mammoth tusk. It's over 12,000 years old, coming from the early Stone Age. Humans during this time had primitive stone tools, but still had complex culture and art. Many cultures throughout the world use the swastika to decorate their homes and possessions. Hindus, Buddhists, Mesopotamians and Native Americans, to name just a few. The swastika has taken on much meaning to those who used it and indeed still use it today. It's been associated with the sun, fertility, the cardinal points, the god, the gods, happiness, luck, and even eternal victory. The word swastika derives from two Sanskrit words, su meaning good and asti meaning to prevail. The swastika has many different types and variants, all of which can be called the swastika in English, but there are many other names. For example, in the Hindu tradition, the clockwise variant is the swastika, whereas the counterclockwise variant is known as the swastika. In Japanese Buddhism, it's a manji. In English heraldry, it's a philpot. In very old texts, the swastika is called a gammadion or tetragammadion, referring to 4 gammas, the Greek letter. An old Latin name, the crux gammata, literally means a gamma cross, a cross made of Greek gammas. But don't confuse the crux gammata with the crux gemmata, a jewelled cross. The Nazis made the swastika infamous and synonymous with hate. Despite this, they never actually called the symbol a swastika. They called it a Hakenkreuz, or hooked cross in English. We know that the Romans used the swastika from countless archaeological finds, but we don't know what they called the symbol. Although crux gammata is a Latin name for the swastika, the name came much after the Roman Empire. Furthermore, the ancient Roman sources that survive don't talk about the symbol at all. That's not to say it wasn't important to the Romans, it was ubiquitous. But ancient sources are preserved almost randomly, usually by later Muslim and Byzantine scholars in the Middle Ages. And there's only one surviving treatise on architecture. It was written by Vitruvius. You might recognise his name from the Vitruvian Man, drawn by Leonardo da Vinci, inspired by the Roman architect. The swastika was used by the Romans either on its own or part of a decorative pattern that added character to a building. In instances like this, we might assume that it was just a pretty architectural pattern, not really meaning anything to the architect who designed it or to the Romans who lived in the swastika decorated building. When the swastika is displayed alone, like in this mosaic floor, in the middle of this silver plate, on this Roman shield, on this person's shoe, we should assume that the swastika meant something. To the Romans, the swastika probably meant felicitas, or simply felix. This word doesn't directly translate into English, but it means a combination of luck, happiness, fruitfulness, and even fertility. If you were to call someone Felix in ancient Rome, it would be a grand compliment indeed. Far from being a symbol of hate, the Romans saw the swastika as a symbol of good fortune, luck, and happiness. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Top Roman Facts is also on Instagram and TikTok, so if you like learning about ancient Rome, please give me a follow.